Shelby and I am a nursing student, and I wanted to share how my first day of nursing school went. Well, first let me say that I tried recording on my way to school on my first day, and my camera kept falling and falling and falling, and I was so excited I couldn't deal with having a camera kept falling, so I thought I'd make a follow-up video and kind of just explain what I was talking about. I also want to be giving you guys some tips and tricks as I kind of go through, tell you guys how my first day went, and then later on in this video I'll tell you how my first 3 weeks have went, since I'm just now starting week 4, so stay tuned for that. So I wrote down a couple thoughts on how my first day was, and first off, I want to say that I was so freaking excited. I was in the car, I was feeling so good, just being in that moment, soaking it in that this is real, you're officially in. It felt so good to finally begin after waiting for quite a long time. So, that first day I had a math review class and I had a test strategies class for nursing. And I had my math review class first, and it was really cool just seeing all the different students. Now this was an optional class, but it was highly recommended, simply because you really go over dosage calculations really in depth, and also just other important things you might need to know, such as medical abbreviations, because when you're doing these calculations you're going to start seeing things and PO, what does PO mean, and then you learn that it's by mouth and different kind of frequencies of orders, what that kind of looks like. So my professor was full of energy. She was like,
"Hello everyone, you love math, come on in,
sign in, let's have a good time." And she went really slow through how different calculations kind of work in nursing. And we started off very basic. So if you're not good at math, I'm okay. I'm not the greatest, but I'm okay. And I thought it was pretty easy. I didn't have a problem with it really at all. A lot of it's conversions. So you've probably done this in chemistry. I'll show a little example of what one looks like. So it's kind of using this method called dimensional analysis. You're given a question where a doctor orders this much, on hand you have this much, how much are you going to give to the patient, and just kind of how all that whole thought process works. And my professor kind of scared us at first. She played this little video of how there were several different cases where people were severely harmed by nurses doing their calculations wrong, and also cases where people have died from nurses administering way too much of a medication or not enough medication that they should have. My eyes really opened when we were told that as nurses, since we're the one administering the medication, that we are responsible for making sure it is correct and right. It is not always the physician. So if the physician says give this much amount and you don't really look to see up if that is a normal amount for that sort of patient or whatever condition they have, it's a crazy amount and the doctor either miswrote it and you don't check that, you are responsible since you are administering the drug to the patient, not the doctor. So you both would be held responsible, but since you're the nurse, you gave the person that drug and you didn't check it, so it kind of scares you a little bit. So that was a really cool class and I enjoyed it. Don't be too worried if you're if you're not the best in math, so take it slow. There's a lot of online resources and I think it's pretty manageable. Now my second class was my test strategy for nurses classes. Test strategies for nursing students class. And that was another optional class, but a lot of people took it. So in that we kind of went over NCLEX style questions, since it's different than the questions we've been given throughout our schooling. So NCLEX questions can be all of the answers are correct, but which one's the most correct? Which is just so lovely and painfully annoying. So you kind of just learn how to think through those kinds of questions and just learning strategies on how to work through those kind of questions. Now, I know a lot of schools may not offer a class like that, but if your school doesn't, like, there's a lot of great textbooks. I'll leave a couple suggestions in the description box, but I own 2 of them. They've been really helpful in getting used to those kind of style questions, because you can know your information, but if you don't know how to prioritize information or answer those kind of questions, you can really struggle throughout nursing school, since a lot of your grade is based upon your quizzes and exams. So, right, so now that I'm almost 4 weeks in, I want to share some tips with you, because I noticed a lot of people like struggling so far. And honestly, I don't think the material has been too crazy or too difficult. I think it's just a lot of information, a lot of different resources, readings, assignments, quizzes, a lot of different assignments and things you have going on that you need to do and complete. So it can be very overwhelming. So there's 2 main things I really see people struggling with, and that is 1, staying organized. I have seen a lot of people that have forgotten an assignment and they had to turn it in late or get no points for it, or they're not organized enough to know when everything is due by, what you need to get done by this date, and they're just kind of not organized completely yet. And I think having a planner and writing down as soon as you get your syllabus, I highly recommend this. As soon as you get your syllabus with all of your due dates and every single date that they have on there, with every assignment due, every quiz, every just anything that you need to get done by that date, write it in your planner and like highlight it. I have this little planner right here, and this is like my lifeline. It's by Freedom Mastery on Amazon, and I think it's the coolest freaking planner in the world. It's like one of those like very goal-oriented things. So if you're into that kind of like cheesy kind of stuff where you can like fill out your goals, I'm a big goal person, because I feel like you can't get what you want if you don't have goals and steps to get there. So I'm kind of into that, and I filled that out. But what I really like about this planner is that, let me get to like a good page. This one's a good page. Is that it's all by times. So like here it starts from 5 a.m. all the way to 10 p.m. So as the day goes on, you can kind of schedule out your day. So what I like to do at the beginning of the week is kind of schedule when I'm going to do what, because it can be very easy to waste time and kind of slack off. But if you have like a schedule that's saying like, hey, you need to do this like now, instead of sitting on your phone scrolling through Instagram, like this just kind of helps me stay on top of things, and it helps a lot. So I have like highlighted things, like things I really need to look at, or assignments, like all my assignments I need to make sure I get done, I'll highlight once I'm done through them. So it depends on how you like to stay organized, but this hour by hour kind of block, I've heard, is what works best for nursing students. The least thing you want to do is submit an assignment late or get a 0 for it, because that is just such a horrible way to like start off your semester, just anytime in nursing school. So stay on top of things and stay organized, because you're going to be given so many freaking things to do, and there's no way you're going to like just remember all of it. Like you have to have it written down or on your phone somewhere if you have an app that works for you. I'm personally just a very handwritten person. I like to have a planner with me. So that's that. Number 1, stay organized. Number 2, I would say be on time. Oh my gosh. It is insane that I've seen people come in late. And we had our first quiz last week and someone came in late and got a 0. Oof. Like, oh, I would have cried. Like, I'm sure that girl felt horrible, but our nursing staff has said, always expect traffic, always expect like something to go wrong with your car, expect there to be traffic, expect you to get pulled over, like, you know, just prepare for the worst happening. So leave early. Like, it takes me about 30 minutes roughly to get to school on like a bad day. So I leave an hour before school starts, because I am so scared that something's gonna happen and I don't want to be late, because you can get in such trouble and you can be kicked out of a program if you're late all the time, or if you're late to a really important day, like a clinical day. So I always just leave early. I leave an hour early or so. Sometimes it's 45 minutes early. I try my best, but I know at least I'm always leaving early. And so that just helps me keep in such like a good headspace. Like I don't have to rush in the morning. I don't have to stress out. Like I can be in my car like going the speed limit. I'm not going like 10 or 20 over trying to rush to school because that's dangerous, and like you just don't want to be that stressed out in the morning. So getting to school early is so nice because you can like chat with a friend, like you can kind of go over notes, your readings. You can just kind of relax, get into the day, get into your seat, and just, have a snack or like just enjoy it. And then you'll see people that are like coming in the last minute and they're like, oh, like they're just, you can just tell they're stressed out, and that's such like a bad way before you have to start like the day. So highly, highly recommend getting there early. All right, I'm rambling on a lot here. I apologize, but now I'm just going to conclude this video by saying that I'm in my 3rd week and it's been really good so far. Another thing I wanted to note was that a lot of people in your class are going to come from different areas of experience. So some people already be CNAs, or maybe have worked in a hospital, or it could be a phlebotomist, or could be some sort of tech and have more experience than you. I have absolutely 0 experience. At least on my day where we learned about vital signs and head-to-toe assessment, we were asked to perform on another partner and have them do it to us. And some people just got it like right then and there because they had that experience, whereas me and my friend, we were like, oh my gosh, like, we're like, I don't know if I'm doing this right, like wording things out properly and just doing it right on the first time, like, is very difficult when everything's brand new to you. So it's just something that takes practice, and I've had to like keep in mind that even though I have no hospital experience, that I am capable of doing the same things that people already have the experience of. It's just going to take me some time. So keep that in mind too, because you're probably going to have other more experienced people than you, and you just got to like get them out of your head and just focus on you. What really matters is that you stay in your lane and don't let anyone intimidate you. Like, I truly believe that you can learn anything if you put your mind to it, and also just practicing it out. So when it comes to skills like that, like taking vital signs, doing head-to-toe assessment, like it's just going to take practice in order to get to it. Another pointer, one that I find really important, is that the classes are going to be really long. So bring lots of food, because on my first week I was like starving. Like I packed a good sized lunch, couple snacks, but I guess I have like the metabolism of like a teenage boy because I'm hungry all the time. So if you're like that, just be sure to bring lots of food. Like I'm sure there's food on campus, but if you're trying to save $1, pack lots of snacks. Like half my backpack snacks, half of it's study material. So just remember that, because I can't learn when I'm like hungry. It's hard to focus. So that's one thing I don't think a lot of people talk about, is that you're gonna be hungry, bring snacks. On a final conclusion, now that I have my first exam on Monday, it's currently Saturday, and I have felt really, I don't want to say comfortable, but I feel pretty good about the pace of everything. I think it's a lot of material, but I don't think it's too difficult since it is just fundamentals kind of stuff. Vital signs, head-to-toe assessment. I have safety and documentation. I have medication administration. I have some intro to pharmacology stuff, communication, specimen collection, ADLs, so activities of daily living, personal protective equipment, kind of other little random various fundamental stuff. So it's not like complex processes of, the human body. Like you're just learning kind of basic nursing care. So it really hasn't been too difficult. I got a 9 out of 10 on my first quiz, which felt pretty good, even though because the grading scale is different in nursing school for me. It's 92 to 100% is an A, so I technically got a B on the exam, even though I got it on the quiz since I got a 9 out of 10. But I'm happy with that. I feel pretty good about my first exam. I think I'll do pretty well. So pray for me. So I'm excited to finally take my first exam and get a better idea of kind of what to expect, because you never really know what to expect in nursing school, I've learned. So if you're gonna take anything from this video, it is to stay organized. It is to be on time, not on time, but like early before time. Be like 30 minutes early to your class time. That makes more sense. I've been studying all day, I'm fuzzy. Not in the good way. To pack snacks, to kind of focus on yourself and on you. Don't let others intimidate you. And also, oh, I want to add this, be friendly to one another. On my first day, I tried introducing myself to as many people as possible. So I would be like, hi, my name's Shelby. Like if I sat next to someone or someone kind of came close to me or we had to like work with each other, I'd just be like, hi, I'm Shelby. Like, what's your name? What got you into nursing school? Congrats on getting in. Why do you want to be a nurse? What unit do you see yourself working in? Are you nervous? Are you excited? Like there's so many different things you can talk about like easily to people. So I think it's really good to like meet other nursing students since they're really going to be the only people that truly know what you're going through. So that's another tip I just want to add in real quick. And last tip is just to breathe, take it easy, take everything one day at a time, one step at a time. And I'm gonna leave it at that. I'll be putting more videos as I go throughout nursing school, but this is just kind of my first day, couple of weeks, and I hope you guys have benefited from it somehow. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a beautiful day.